Chapter
NK
1041, So There Is a Man.
Yes, let us take a look, but be careful, do not get discovered.
Zhang Quan was excited, his voice dropping low. Understood.
Zhang Jia sighed in relief, stepping toward the wooden hut. Moments later, father and son stopped near a thick thorn fence. Zhang Quan admired, all are sharp thorns, they can block many beasts, this is a clever idea.
But from here we cannot see inside, what should we do?
Zhang Jia tilted his head at his father. Zhang Quan scanned around, then whispered, stand on my shoulders, then climb to look.
Father, are you joking?
Zhang Jia eyed him up and down, mocking, with your body, I fear you will break a bone.
TSK.
Zhang Jia scratched his head, grinning painfully, Father, you will beat me into a fool.
Who are you?
Suddenly, a cold voice sounded above.
Who? Who is it? Father and son startled, looking around warily.
Above your heads. Luai Thursday spoke coldly, her mood sour from losing a ball game to her younger sister.
Father and son raised their heads, seeing Luai Thursday peeking from the window. A woman? Zhang Quan was surprised, unexpected that there were female contestants on the island. A woman.
Zhang Jia was astonished.
Luai Thursday's face remained calm. What, do you look down on women? Sister, who are you talking to?
Luai Meng's voice came, followed by the sound of a door opening.
Another woman.
Zhang Jia's eyes widened more, seeing Luai Meng appear beside her sister, faces identical enough to day's one.
Likely another contestant.
Luai Thursday frowned, clearly unwelcoming toward the father and son.
Sister Meng, who is it? Yun Han arrived, followed by the Nan sisters. 1, 2, 3, 5 women.
Zhang Jia counted, comparing them with the scarred woman earlier, realizing all were prettier.
Why are there so many women? Zhang Quan was dumbfounded, suspecting this hut was an inn. Who are you two? Why come here? Are you bad people?
Luai Meng questioned sharply.
I feel unwell.
Luai Meng suddenly covered her mouth, turning aside, ugh. Zhang Jia's smile froze, the atmosphere grew awkward.
What about you? Are you contestants? Zhang Quan asked.
Of course.
Nan Ruyu responded gently. What is not the same?
Luai Thursday frowned, first time hearing such.
All is not the same, how could women persist this long? Moreover, you seem to live well, your clothes are neat. Zhang Quan voiced his doubts. Looking down on women?
The girls' faces turned cold, marking a red line in their hearts against the father and son.
Why look down on women? Luai Meng raged, without ability yourself, you forbid others to live well? Exactly.
The girls nodded in agreement.
My father did not mean that, he did not look down, he was only surprised. Zhang Zhou explained quickly. Surprised about what?
A loud voice of Suafeng came, his figure appeared beside the girls, hand on one's shoulder, gazing down at the father and son.
Yes, their man. Suafeng smirked.
The girls' faces flushed red, none refuted, even Luai Meng stayed quiet.
So many women are yours? Zhang Jia gawked. Suafeng smiled, you guess. Observers in the broadcast room reacted. TSK, Suafeng's words are interesting.
Wu Qingyu tapped the table, brows raised, pondering.
Qingyu, if you had not left, you would now be Suafeng's woman.
Ha Ming teased.
Wu Qingyu propped her chin, tilting her head with a soft smile, hee, sounds nice. No, they will bless me, right?
Wu Qingyu leaned forward, smiling lively at the camera, as if joking. Whether real or not, only she knew.
Makes others envious.
Ha Ming half teased.
Teacher Ha also has many admirers. Wu Qingyu laughed. Haha, old already, do not make me joke.
Ha Ming's face reddened. Wu Qingyu covered her mouth, giggling, then winked at the camera.
Wang Lin stayed silent, unless necessary. Believe it or not.
Lu Wai Meng muttered. Lu Wai Thursday quietly held her sister's hand, glaring.
Just casually said. Lu Wai Meng turned away. Why are there 6? 3 groups of contestants? Zheng Quan asked again. Keep guessing. Lu Wai Meng replied. Yun Han whispered, Sister Meng, you are too mean. Zheng Quan felt like shutting down. Sua Feng, they are contestants too, should we act?
Lu Wai Meng leaned close, whispered, and gestured a slicing motion at her neck.
Chapter 1042, The Century Dilemma.
Lu Wai Meng nodded, her bright eyes sparkling. I get it, this means if people do not offend me then I do not offend them, right?
Yes, very smart.
So Feng chuckled softly. Although it is if people do not offend me then I do not offend them, we can still trick them into making mistakes.
Lu Wai Meng giggled, feeling proud of her scheme. Leave? Why must we leave? Trong Tone pouted. Trong Chap rolled his eyes and quickly echoed, yes, why must we leave? This place is not yours. Lu Wai Thursday's face grew colder, she glanced at So Feng.
As long as they do not reach their hand over here, we can ignore them. So Feng's tone was calm, as the Trong father and son posed no threat.
Van Han held So Feng's arm on her shoulder, looking up, but if they really reach out? Cut, or bury. So Feng joked. Better bury, cutting is too bloody. Lu Wai Meng laughed, looking a bit like a wicked shaman.
The Trong father and son twitched their mouths, thinking such threats were too much. Before they could react, So Feng and the girls had left the window, closing it.
What, scared already? Trong Tone barked. No way. Trong Chap shrank his neck. Find a place to stay the night, we will talk later.
Trong Tone looked around and walked upstream. Trong Chap raised his head, the sun had set and night was near.
I will collect firewood. Trong Chap entered the woods. Be careful. Trong Tone reminded.
Inside the cabin, Lu Wai Thursday pulled a chair, speaking seriously. Now at least 5 groups remain on the island.
Only 5.
So Feng replied lightly.
Are you sure?
Nan Tan Nok asked.
Just my guess. So Feng smiled. Lu Wai Meng whispered, hee, it must be that Sister Tin Noyet and Sister Trao revealed it. I see.
Nan Tan Nok realized, her face lighting with excitement, as 5 groups meant victory was close.
Van Han whispered, so 2 more groups must be eliminated to be safe. Yes. So Feng nodded.
Even thinking about it is thrilling.
Lu Wai Meng's eyes shone.
Lu Wai Thursday warned, do not underestimate, those 2 surely have no good intentions. Nan Tan Nok agreed, yes, we must not relax, anyone who lasted till now is not simple.
I will watch them.
Lu Wai Meng stood at the window, peering upstream.
What shall we eat tonight? Van Han asked gently.
Stir-fried meat with chile.
So Feng ordered. Can we have wild vegetable salad?
Nan Nu Nok raised her hand.
Van Han smiled, sure, what else?
Lu Wai Meng said brightly, I want fish soup with taro.
3 dishes already, any more? Van Han looked at the others. Let So Feng stew some later.
Van Han counted, fish soup, chili fried meat, wild salad and bread, she muttered, still a bit few.
Van Han asked softly, Sister Thursday, you have not chosen. All right then.
Van Han sighed, the century dilemma was postponed.
Let me help you. Nan Nu Nok rolled up sleeves.
Van Han smiled, then picked some wild greens.
Okay. Nan Nu Nok took knife and basket. I will collect Hawaii fruit. Lu Wai Thursday went down. Half an hour later night fell, outside all dark. Everyone, wash hands and prepare dinner. Van Han urged. Okay.
They replied, line to wash, also letting the dog out to guard.
Lu Wai Thursday sighed, suddenly I feel sad that the contest ends soon. Why? Van Han asked. Because then we cannot eat these dishes anymore.
Lu Wai Thursday said softly.
Nonsense, later just come find me.
Van Han smiled, all ingredients can be bought in the supermarket.
Lu Waimong put her bowl down, teased, I will not be shy, when you buy a villa, keep a room for me, I can pay rent and clean. No problem. Van Han smiled. Full-time nanny? Nan Nu Nok asked in surprise.
Lu Waimong sighed, not bad, at least no need to find job.
Only that ambition? Lu Wai Thursday scolded. Yes, only that.
Lu Waimong insisted, besides I want to work with So Fong to earn money.
Living together is convenient. Lu Wai Thursday laughed, sounds reasonable, I cannot refute. Of course, no need to refute.
Lu Waimong put meat into her sister's bowl, whispering, I am secretly learning skills.
I heard that. So Fong laughed.
Lu Waimong widened eyes, please do not mind.
Can I also live together? Nan Nu Nok asked shyly. Nu Nok.
Nan Tan Nok exclaimed.
Is it okay?
Van Han tilted her head at So Fong.
You decide. So Fong replied calmly. Chapter 1043, Have you figured it out? Late at night, mosquitoes buzzed annoyingly in the grass. Crackle. Burning wood popped, sparks flying.
Tran Shi Hai leaned against a tree with closed eyes, the firelight reflecting his weary but handsome face.
Gurgle, gurgle. His stomach protested, yet he kept his eyes shut. He Xiong glanced at him and said, You can eat. No appetite, you eat. Tran Shi Hai replied weakly. He Xiong asked calmly, Not eating, planning to quit the contest?
Tran Shi Hai's lashes trembled, then he sighed, opened his eyes, and sat down by the fire, using chopsticks to pick wild greens from the pot.
His hand paused as he asked, Lighting a fire here, will So Fong and the others see us? Good then. He relaxed, chewing bland greens. Both ate silently. Rustle.
He Xiong froze, frowning as he stared past Tran Shi Hai's back, uneasy.
What is it?
Tran Shi Hai turned, but only darkness was there.
He frowned and said, Startled by nothing, do not scare yourself. Do not move.
He Xiong's deep voice carried dread, as if hunted by a beast.
You.
Tran Shi Hai started, but shut his mouth under He Xiong's fierce gaze. He Xiong gripped his blade and a burning log. Tension spread, Tran Shi Hai nervously turned his head.
Do not move. He Xiong warned again.
Then he hurled the torch, its light sweeping across dark bushes.
Roar.
A beastly cry made Tran Shi Hai shiver, he glimpsed a yellow shadow. He hid behind He Xiong, stammering, What is that?
A tiger. He Xiong breathed hard, palms sweaty. Tiger.
Tran Shi Hai screamed, face pale, body trembling.
He dropped chopsticks and asked, Has it gone? Not sure. He Xiong replied, still staring into the bushes.
The torch burned, but green woods around were not easily lit.
What now?
Tran Shi Hai panicked, never expecting a tiger here.
NK Books. He Xiong growled low, Stay quiet, do not disturb, watch around. Ah, okay.
Tran Shi Hai whispered, eyes red, forcing calm. But fear made him see threats everywhere. Silence returned, only firewood crackled.
Time passed tensely, more than 20 minutes gone. He Xiong, the tiger should be gone?
Tran Shi Hai asked.
Yes, should be.
He Xiong answered, the torch flaring into nearby shrubs.
What are you doing?
Tran Shi Hai trembled.
Putting out fire.
He Xiong said, eyes alert.
Why bother, come back. Tran Shi Hai shouted.
Shut up, do not disturb.
He Xiong barked. Tran Chi swallowed silence.
He Xiong chopped shrubs, beat out fire, stomped embers.
Minutes later he returned, dirty. We cannot stay here, leave now. Tran Chi leaned on him. This is Huin Noyet Island, forest everywhere, where to go? He Xiong asked. He even mocked, scared dizzy? You are competing with them. Then stopped, sure Tran Chi understood. I quit, I will not stay here.
Tran Chi said, clearly frightened.
So you figured it out, I also do not want this cursed place, let us go. He rose, reaching inside his chest. 100 million yuan, permanent land rights, are you certain? He Xiong asked again. I. Tran Chi faltered, dropping the satellite phone. He Xiong smirked. Russell.
Bushes shook again, the sound harsh.
Go, now. Tran Chi snatched the phone, turned to leave. He Xiong froze. Fool. He cursed, grabbing pot and basket, holding torch and blade to chase.
In truth, Tran Chi had not gone far. Without a torch he stumbled in darkness.
Who? He asked, nervously. Me. He Xiong's angry voice came with firelight. Scared me half to death.
Tran Chi sighed in relief.
He asked blankly, regret what? He Xiong's face darkened, silently thinking, regret not scaring you dead. Go, follow the stream.
Tran Chi clutched the phone, slipping it back inside.
Chapter 1044, The Will-o'-the-Wisp. Ho ho! Lu Yiming blew on the steam, then sipped the pine leaf tea.
She suddenly remembered something, turned to So Fong and asked, by the way, how do you plan to roast those pineapples?
You just reminded me, I will handle it.
So Fong put down the ceramic cup, stood up and carried the jar of pineapples into the stove. He squatted down, used a wooden stick to smother the embers, then stuffed the jar into the hearth, leaving the rest to time.
Exactly.
So Fong chuckled softly.
Nan Tan Nok whispered, it really is that simple. How long to roast? Van Han asked gently. Half an hour.
So Fong poured himself another cup of hot tea. The bitter taste cleared the mouth, though inferior to the old tea of Master Wang, it still had its own flavor. In the past, Master Wang always carried a big iron cup of tea, sometimes letting little So Fong or little Van Han sip a mouthful. When young, So Fong disliked tea, bitter with no sweetness, he preferred chrysanthemum tea boxes instead. Lu Yiming set down the cup, walked to the window, opened it to look upstream, where faint firelight revealed two silhouettes facing each other. She sighed regretfully, still so well behaved, more proper than that girl Chui. You sound truly regretful. Nan Tan Nok was surprised.
A bit, yes.
Lu Yiming closed the window, sat back down and said lightly, if they were unruly, just stretch out a hand and they could be buried alive.
Really? Lu Yiming grinned darkly.
Lu Yizhu rolled her eyes, scolding, enough, stop frightening people.
So it was fake. Nan Ruyu finally relaxed.
Of course fake, the competition rules clearly forbid slaughtering one another.
Lu Yimong waved dismissively. Right, I forgot. Nan Ruyu felt embarrassed.
Lu Yiming's eyes gleamed, she lowered her voice and chuckled, heh, but if you wait for the drone to pass and then strike, no one would know. She made a throat-cutting gesture.
Lu Yizhu's lips twitched, angrily pinched her sister's waist. What are you thinking all day? Sister, I was wrong. Lu Yimong yelped and admitted fault. Ha 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 ha.
The girls burst into laughter, the atmosphere warmed. Beside the brook, the Zhang father and son glanced at the wooden hut, hearing the women's cheerful voices.
They sound very happy.
Zhang Jie tossed a log into the fire, his mind drifting.
I am not deaf, of course they are happy. Zhang Quan's face darkened, vexed that fellow contestants lived so joyfully.
Zhang Quan glared at his son with displeasure.
Ahem, I said nothing. Zhang Jie quickly waved, instinctively backing away half a step. What, afraid I will eat you? Zhang Quan chuckled angrily. Stop burying yourself in useless books. Who says a fierce tiger will not eat its cubs? Zhang Quan barked.
Zhang Jia bowed, pretending to listen meekly.
Such no ambition. Zhang Quan sighed.
Zhang Jia grinned, it is inherited from you. Zhang Jia teased further, father, when facing mother, you look exactly like me now. That was harmony with my wife, a contribution in itself.
Zhang Quan blushed, defending, besides, I am a man, why fuss with women? Father, that thinking is old-fashioned. Strict wives are common, many men have it now. What strict wife, nonsense. Zhang Quan blared, annoyed. Yes, then it does not exist. Zhang Jia suppressed laughter. I think you need discipline. Zhang Quan considered giving his son a lesson.
Zhang Jia quickly sealed his lips with a zip gesture. I will be silent.
Humph, when we return I will arrange your meeting with the Tai
books.
family's daughter. Zhang Quan sneered. Father, please spare me, think of your son's happiness. Zhang Jia pleaded.
The Tai daughter named Tai Mai weighed 200 pounds, stood 5 feet tall, wore twin ponytails with bangs, and smiled like a ripe tomato. Rumors said she gained weight even by drinking water. Her greatest joy was eating.
What, you dislike her? Zhang Quan sneered. Father, place your hand on your heart, would marrying Tai Mai make you happy? Zhang Jia asked bitterly. Happy, very happy. Zhang Quan mocked.
Zhang Jia warned seriously, father, if the marriage soured and quarrels rose, neither of us could withstand a punch from her. Zhang Quan imagined her blow landing, shivered and coughed. I am not afraid, your mother protects me. Zhang Jia shut his mouth, face twisted as if swallowing filth.
Zhang Quan eyed his son's skinny body, doubting he could bear her weight without breaking bones. Are you changing the subject again? Zhang Quan pressed. Truly, if I lie then I will marry Tai Mai. Zhang Jia gasped. In the dark forest ahead, faint firelight flickered, often hidden by branches, unclear to see. Father, is that a ghost fire? Zhang Jia asked, trembling. Nonsense, there are no ghosts. Zhang Quan scolded, shame you or even a scholar.
In truth, ghost fire is will-o'-the-wisp, ignited by phosphine gas. Because phosphine ignites at a very low point, it easily combusts, creating what people call ghost fire. Chapter 1045, it is still quite friendly. Of course an ordinary person lights the fire. Zhang Quan glared at his son, wondering if his mind was clear. Zhang Jia was speechless. He paused for a moment and said, do you want to go and take a look? For now we should not act rashly. Zhang Quan shook his head, his dark eyes staring at the fire in the forest. Zhang Jia guessed, could it be the other companions of those women? Possibly. Zhang Quan answered casually. We will see tomorrow, first observe the situation. Zhang Quan added, those women look well nourished, the surroundings must be rich, perhaps without going to the coast they can still have meat. Father, taking others' resources, that is not good. Zhang Jia hesitated. Is your brain a what? Zhang Quan cursed, scolding, this is a contest, not a hut, as long as you can win there is nothing wrong. Zhang Jia fell silent, muttering inside. In the forest, He Xiong and Chen Zhishi were hurrying. Not there yet? Chen Zhishi quickened his steps, glancing around. We are there. He Xiong answered hoarsely, he heard the sound of flowing water. Indeed, after a few minutes, firelight shone from a window, the wooden house they had seen before appeared again. He Xiong looked up at the window, his ears caught cheerful laughter. The door is locked. Chen Zhishi pushed the gate, but it would not move. Oh, meeting again, what do you want this time? The voice of Su Feng came from above. He Xiong turned his eyes to the window, a figure had appeared there, he had the impulse to rush forward. Su Feng, who is it? From the house came the voices of the girls, the first at the window was Lu Yimeng. Her bright eyes sparkled, she exclaimed, ah, it is Chen Zhishi and that silly big guy. That silly big guy's face darkened, the first time someone called him that. Why is she so happy? Chen Zhishi wondered, looking at Lu Yiming's excited face with some fear.
Do not give people nicknames, it is impolite. Lu Yizhu scolded. How did they find this place? Yun Han doubted. Could it be this is also your hiding place? Lu Yimeng teased. Speak, what is it?
Chen Zhishi rubbed Lu Yiming's head, stopping her teasing. She obediently stayed quiet, cheering in her heart, but pretending to be well behaved.
The one being addressed stayed silent, then pointed and said calmly, We want you to let him stay one night. Are your brains broken or mine?
Su Feng sneered, suspecting their minds had problems.
Probably his.
He Xiong replied flatly.
Can we talk properly? Chen Zhishi frowned.
No, honesty brings leniency, resistance will be punished. Lu Yimeng could not hold back, wanting to grab a shovel and knock them out, throw them to Huin Noyet Island to remove rivals.
Is this an interrogation?
He Xiong's veins bulged.
Staying one night should not be a big deal, right? Chen Zhishi glanced fearfully at the dark forest. Reason. Su Feng's tone was calm. Reason for what?
Chen Zhishi could not follow his rhythm.
Fool, the reason for staying one night. Lu Yiming pouted, sticking a clumsy label on Chen Zhishi. Reason.
Chen Zhishi racked his brain. Are the tigers in the forest still friendly? Su Feng suddenly asked.
How do you know?
Chen Zhishi cried out, his face ugly.
Guess.
Su Feng replied honestly.
Su Feng sneered, so what, could I pretend to be a tiger? Chen Zhishi shook his head, obviously impossible.
In truth, Su Feng had guessed it from his nervous glances and anxious face. Do not be afraid, the tiger is still friendly.
Lu Yimeng teased. Best friend my ass.
Chen Zhishi muttered, if friendly why build fences?
I also think so.
Nan Thanhe nodded, saying, here are wolves, leopards, bears, just meeting a tiger is lucky.
Chen Zhishi's face turned pale, so there were bears and wolves too. Hurry, the tiger is waiting. Lu Yimeng urged.
The Nan sisters looked at each other, feeling lucky and grateful not to be against Su Feng. Chen Zhishi opened his mouth, his heart conflicted.
Go?
He Xiong tilted his head.
Go where? Chen Zhishi asked.
He Xiong said, home. That word made Chen Zhishi silent again, home meant the city.
Rustling sound. The night wind blew,
and
trees swayed, branches rubbing made soughing sounds. Chen Zhishi shivered, quickly looked around. Ah, Su Feng, did you see something? Lu Yimeng asked curiously.
The light is poor, I cannot see clearly. Su Feng said gently.
True.
Lu Yimeng muttered, then said, but he looks unhealthy, worse than last time.
Thinner than me, very dangerous. Nan Thanhe said crisply.
Chen Zhishi's eye twitched, his face alternating pale and green, his stomach twisting.
Damn it.
He gritted his teeth, fingers clenched white.
Chapter 1046, A Cheerful Farewell. So Feng turned to open the window. See you again.
Lu Waimong waved her hand casually, then closed the window.
AI.
Tran Shi Hai wanted to speak, but the window was already shut tight.
So Feng, is Hawaii finished?
From inside the wooden house came Lu Waimong's cheerful voice.
He Xiong stayed silent. No, it hurts too much.
Tran Shi Hai bent down and groaned.
I cannot help you with anything.
He Xiong was helpless, he was no doctor, and even if he were, he had no medicine or equipment.
Damn it, I want to leave this cursed place.
Sweat beaded on Tran Shi Hai's forehead, his hand trembled as he pulled out the satellite phone, hesitated for a moment, then pressed the quit button. The surroundings grew quiet. He Xiong was stunned, he had thought Tran Shi Hai was joking, not that he would truly give up.
Tran Shi Hai snapped angrily, why are you still dazed? Go knock on the door. He exhaled. Once the button was pressed, he felt no regret, though unwilling. Life was more important. So Feng. He Xiong went to the fence and called out. We are no longer rivals, let us stay one night.
Tran Shi Hai cried in pain, raising the satellite phone high, its red light flashing. Lu Waimong squinted, then froze, before exclaiming, So Feng, wonderful, only one team remains.
He Xiong and Tran Shi Hai were dumbfounded. What did she mean, only one team? Keep your voice down, do you want the whole world to hear? Lu Wai Thursday scolded her sister. Cough, stay calm, the revolution has not yet succeeded, comrades must still strive. So Feng coughed lightly. Sister Mong, this is not good. It was Van Han's voice. It is fine, still more than 20 days, it will come.
Lu Wai Mong spoke regretfully.
Perhaps in 2 days it will succeed.
So Feng spoke with hidden meaning.
Let us hope so. But why so cheerful?
Tran Shi Hai's face darkened.
Of course.
Lu Waimong affirmed, then, with So Feng's nod, she ran downstairs, opened the gate, waved and said, Come in quickly, we will treat you well.
This change of face rivals my mother's.
Tran Shi Hai's lips twitched.
What did you say? Lu Waimong glared, Do I look like your mother?
No, you misheard. Tran Shi Hai cried bitterly. Tran Shi Hai's face turned stiff. The courtyard was not dark, torches lit the place.
Creak.
The door opened, So Feng led the way down, followed by the girls.
Te-a.
The brute sniffed around, circling He Xiong and Tran Shi Hai. He Xiong was nervous, he moved then stopped.
Brute, move aside. So Feng ordered. Te-a.
It ran off, back to the rabbit cage, staring at the wild rabbit, muttering.
Welcome, welcome, warmly welcome. Nan Nu Nok clapped. Cough, too obvious.
Nantan Nok held her sister's hand, tapped her head.
Did you build all this?
He Xiong asked. Of course, all of us did, but most credit goes to So Feng.
Lu Waimong proudly patted his shoulder. I cannot complain. He Xiong admitted.
Since you gave up, complaints do not matter. Tran Shi Hai grimaced in pain.
Sit, do not be shy. So Feng smiled warmly, pointing to the bench. Tonight it would be their bed.
Tran Shi Hai sat without hesitation, feeling relieved, though still tormented by pain. He Xiong kept exploring, noticing cement, a vegetable garden, wild rabbits, a fawn, a brick kiln, a big clay pot, a pulley system, even a pool.
Hungry? Do you want some food? Van Han asked gently.
The girl was happy, yet seeing Tran Shi Hai so thin made her pity him.
Really?
Tran Shi Hai's face lit up. He only wanted shelter from the tiger, not expecting food.
Yes, consider it a farewell dinner. Van Han smiled. Do not worry, I will prepare it.
She sang while going upstairs.
Relax, at dawn a helicopter will take you away.
Lu Waimong smirked, suddenly finding Tran Shi Hai more pleasing, but still far from So Feng. So Feng stepped forward, lifted Tran Shi Hai's chin, pulled his eyelid open, and softly said, They had better take you straight to the hospital.
Are you a doctor? Tran Shi Hai asked awkwardly. Never. Treated so by a man. Half a doctor.
So Feng said calmly.
Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Ah.
Tisk. So Feng was surprised, closed his chin, and said, Give me your hand.
Yes.
Tran Shi Hai raised his right hand.
Both hands.
So Feng was expressionless.
All right.
Tran Shi Hai inhaled deeply, raising both hands.
No, worse than that.
So Feng added seriously.
Chapter 1047, The Tumor. Is it that serious?
Lu Waimong was shocked, her gaze toward Tran Shi Hai filled with pity.
What exactly is happening? Tran Shi Hai panicked, almost breaking down. Do not rush,
the checkup takes some time. So Fong held his arm to continue.
Hak Hung frowned and asked, "Do you know medical checkups?" "Just a little."
So Fong replied briefly,
"NK books."
"Impressive."
Hak Hung sighed, rarely praising anyone. "Lift your shirt, fetch some bamboo tubes." So Fong ordered, the latter half meant for Nantan Nok. "All right, I will be quick."
She rushed into the storage, recalling bamboo tubes left from making paddles.
"What are the bamboo tubes for?" Nan Nu Nok asked doubtfully. So Fong explained, to make a listening device, like a stethoscope.
Soon she returned with a tube and gave it to him.
"Do not move." He pressed the tube on Tran Chi Hai's chest, ear against the other end, quietly listening and changing positions. "So Fong is amazing, he knows everything."
Nantan Nok mouthed. "Of course, without him nothing works."
Lu Wai Mong praised generously. Sigh.
He put down the tube, looking at Tran Chi Hai with pity.
"Not finished yet." He sighed, continuing. "So pitiful." Lu Wai Mong whispered. "Indeed."
Nantan Nok murmured, from his face she guessed the condition was poor. So Fong shook his head, questioned further, then concluded the man survived by sheer luck.
"How is it?" Hak Hung asked quickly. "More than a dozen ailments, still alive means heaven favors him." He wiped his hands, took a dry towel. Tran Chi Hai stunned, stammered, "How many illnesses do I have?" "Not fewer than 12. He replied calmly. "Are you kidding?" His face turned pale. "What do you think?" he asked back. Hak Hung was also shocked. "What kind of illnesses?"
"Severe dermatitis, lung infection, liver and kidney issues, many inflammations." He said calmly, "The worst is a tumor, whether benign or malignant I cannot tell."
"A tumor." He almost fainted. Hak Hung supported him. "Do not squeeze, I am not fainting." He groaned. "Do not scare yourself, maybe it is benign." He spoke casually. 80% tumor, believe it or not my concern." He shrugged. Lu Wai Mong nodded, "I sense he is right. I hope he is wrong." His face darkened, stomach growled. So Fong frowned, unwilling to comment. Viewers flooded the room with chatter. "Is this true? Sounds like a joke, how can one know by listening?" Though hard to believe, it feels serious, maybe he is right. As a medical student, this judgment is careless, not credible. Could not be a wild guess? Hope the show verifies and issues a notice. Van Han poked her head in, "Give me the iron pot." "Here." He handed it. "Why are there wild vegetables unwashed?" "Should wash them." Lu Wai Mong scolded, carrying the pot to wash with soap. He was embarrassed, said nothing. "Is that soap?" Tran Chi Hai tried to change the subject. "Yes, soap." Nan Nu Nok answered. "Do not say you made it here?" he asked. "Yes, not hard." She smiled, "So Fong taught us, very simple." He fell silent. "What about the cement? Also made?" Hak Hung pointed at the pool. "Yes, same." She explained happily. He was silent. "How did you make it?" Tran Chi Hai asked curiously. "So incredible." He was speechless. "Not really, it is our first survival too, right?" She tilted her head. "Yes." He nodded, "Mainly because we are poor." Both men felt stung, such a big gap. "Sister Tin Noyet is back," she whispered. Nantan Nok added, "Yes, observer, any issues?" "Did you bring trouble?" he asked critically. "Convenience? Extra mouths to feed count?" she teased. Then she turned to the drone, "Sister Vidin, I was joking, do not be angry." "So scary." Lu Wai Thursday glanced. I do not want to be thrown away. Lu Wai Mong pouted. No benefits. He frowned, then why did they come? Chapter 1048, The Slave of Money. Creak. The door was pushed open. Van Han carried a pot downstairs and placed the steaming stew on the bench. The stew was still bubbling, clearly just brought from the kitchen. Its aroma tempted Black Bear and Tran Shi Hai. Clatter, clatter. Their stomachs growled at the same time, making them embarrassed. Eat, you should have your own bowls and chopsticks, right? Van Han clapped her hands cheerfully. This is all meat? Tran Shi Hai was stunned. Such a gift cost a fortune. Yes, there is leopard meat, bear meat, and leftover tiger meat as well. Van Han pouted, murmuring, it has been kept for long, no need to waste, so I cooked it. What? What exactly is in this? Tran Shi Hai's hand trembled with the chopsticks. Scared already? Lu Wai Mong pouted. No, but where did you get this meat? Tran Shi Hai pressed. Black Bear also hesitated. Was it really wild beasts in the pot? Lu Wai Mong looked at him like a fool, saying, sheep wool grows on sheep, doesn't it? How did you do it? Tran Shi Hai swallowed. It is a long story. The tiger wanted to eat my sister, but So Fong knocked it down with one punch. The bear ended up the same. Lu Wai Mong explained briefly. One punch? Black Bear was shocked, glancing at So Fong's arms and face. He was only in his 20s? Nantan Nak said sincerely, do not doubt, So Fong is different, beasts cannot threaten him. Ha, maybe. Tran Shi Hai forced a laugh, still doubtful, eyeing the pot suspiciously. Eat quickly, it will not taste good when cold. Van Han urged. Thank you. Black Bear's voice was low. He, do not be polite, I also wanted to say that. Books. Lu Wai Mong smiled, silently adding in her heart, thank you for quitting the competition. This taste. His dark eyes lit up, his voice trembling, for almost a year I have not eaten such delicacies. Eat, take big bites. Lu Wai Mong found it funny, not wanting to see a man cry. Black Bear stayed silent, shoving meat into his mouth, no longer caring if it was wild game. So pitiful. Nan Nu Nok whispered. Forget it. Tran Shi Hai bowed his head. If asked how many times he had eaten meat, he could still answer. Puffing his cheeks, he asked vaguely, do you often eat meat? Comparing people only makes you mad. Tran Shi Hai finally realized that saying was never a joke. This should be enough for you all. Van Han said gently. Enough. Tran Shi Hai was dazed, it had been so long since he felt full with meat. Tonight you can sleep on the bench, it is safe here and spacious enough. So Fong said calmly. There will be mosquitoes. Tran Shi Hai frowned. Seems, there are none. Tran Shi Hai was surprised, looking around, indeed he found no mosquitoes, unlike usual. Any more questions? So Fong asked. Tran Shi Hai suppressed doubt, shook his head, no, nothing. All right, if there is nothing serious do not call us. So Fong waved his hand and went upstairs. Let's go. Lu Wai Mong pulled her sister upstairs. Soon, only Tran Shi Hai, Black Bear and the half-pot of stew remained in the yard. Black Bear kept silent, continuing to eat. More than 10 minutes later, they dropped their chopsticks, leaning on the bench in satisfaction. No need to wash the pot, tomorrow when we leave just throw it away. Tran Shi Hai said. Black Bear responded. Tomorrow we leave. Tran Shi Hai thought about leaving Xian Noyet Island. His feelings were mixed, joy mixed with reluctance, but just a little. Tran Shi Hai kept silent, closed his eyes, full of emotion. After a while he murmured, I hope my father will not beat me. He will not. Black Bear replied. How do you know? Tran Shi Hai pouted, this trip to Xian Noyet Island cost a lot, hiring a boat, paying the Zhao brothers for news, it was not little. Black Bear stared, wanting to read something from his face. Then he calmly turned back. Humph, money slave. Tran Chi Hai cursed again.
Inside the wooden house, So Fong opened a clay jar. Inside were Hawaii nuts, picked when the girl was cooking.
Taste this. He fed the nut to the girl. Crunch.
Van Han chewed, her eyes brightened. The taste is not bad, really delicious.
I often eat it.
Lu Waimong also took a Hawaii nut. The shell was still hot but bearable. She took a chopping knife, cracked it, and put the kernel in her mouth. The pine leaf flavor faded, but it is still delicious.
She said softly. I will taste too. Give me one. Chapter 1049, Careless Dr. Fuang. Father, they entered, they don't seem like allies. Zhang Jie tiptoed and looked around.
Stop swaying around, doing this will expose us. Zhang Quan snapped, his eyes almost dizzy from his son.
Father, aren't you curious?
Zhang Jie sat down again, eyes glued to the wooden house.
Nothing to be curious about, we have known them less than half a day. Zhang Quan pouted. Father, which one do you think would be a good daughter-in-law?
Zhang Jie suddenly asked.
Zhang Quan glanced at his son, sneered, and asked, So you fancy those women already?
Ahem, gentlemen pursue virtuous ladies, it is normal.
Zhang Jie laughed awkwardly. Humph, I see them as improper, don't even think about it. Zhang Quan snorted coldly, then added, one man and many women in the same room, the consequences, tsk. Father, don't think so badly. Zhang Jie's mouth twitched. What do you mean badly? This is normal, understand? Zhang Quan glared at him.
Zhang Jie shook his head, muttering, I don't believe, they don't look like that kind of people.
How many women have you met, can you compare with me? Zhang Quan scolded. Father, you met many women? Zhang Jie rolled his eyes curiously like a child. How many? Tsk, 180.
Zhang Jie clicked his tongue in wonder, then warned, Old man, remember to wear knee pads, or mother will prepare durian or spikes for you.
Zhang Quan's face darkened, suddenly feeling pain in his knees. Exaggerating what? Zhang Jie held back laughter. Zhang Quan blared, nothing. All right then. Zhang Jie coughed, stifling a smile. Go to sleep. Zhang Quan snorted, pulled out his sleeping bag, lay down and muttered before closing his eyes, switch with me near dawn. The night was enchanting, the wind made people weary. At dawn, the sun rose, darkness faded. No NGO.
Chen Jishi raised his hand to block the light, feeling uneasy.
Ah.
He slowly sat up, looked at He Xiong sleeping, then stood and walked to the stream.
Splash. The sound of water echoed, luckily it was flowing so daily life was not affected. He Xiong shivered awake, looking around dazed. Creak.
The wooden door opened, Liu Zhu came down with washing items, glanced at Chen Jishi and went to the stream, scooping water to wash.
She woke earliest today, thanks to her sister. You even have toothbrushes and toothpaste?
Chen Jishi asked surprised.
Yes.
Liu Zhu answered, her mouth full of charcoal powder and mint.
Chen Jishi asked curiously, also made by So Fong? So good. Chen Jishi sighed. Good morning everyone. Yun Han came down, second to wake. Morning. Chen Jishi greeted, not used to morning greetings. Yun Han gently asked, did you sleep well last night? NK Books. Very well. Chen Jishi nodded, it was his best sleep since arriving on the island.
No mosquitoes, no beasts, no worry of starving.
That is good. Yun Han smiled and sat beside Liu Zhu.
Chen Jishi now observed the camp, eyes sweeping fences, wooden house, pool, garden, rabbit cage.
This place suits tourists to experience life. He sighed.
Half an hour later, So Fong and others rose, washed and exercised, playing ball early morning.
Entertainment is fully equipped.
Chen Jishi's eyes twitched, surprised at a tennis court and swinging ropes.
Honestly, I envy you, having food and living like normal humans.
Lu Yumeng passed the ball to her sister, panting.
Thump thump thump.
A helicopter roared in the distance, a black dot grew closer.
Helicopter is coming.
Lu Yuzhu stopped playing, raised her hand.
Seems no more chance.
Chen Ji looked up at the descending craft.
Thump thump. The rotor stopped, blowing leaves into the pool. Have to clean again.
Lu Yumeng muttered.
Clatter.
The hatch opened, first out was Staff, who glanced at them then stepped aside. Next came a man in a white coat, carrying a case, about 30 or 40, like a doctor. Aya, we planned to come today to persuade you to quit and get treatment, but you decided yourself.
The man said.
I am Fuang Qin, a doctor hired by the show.
He introduced himself. Doctor? What did you mean earlier?
Chen Ji asked sternly. Meaning is, according to medical team assessment, with your current condition, you cannot continue, otherwise death is certain. Fuang Qin said seriously, though his words were careless.
Chapter 1050, Why is he so arrogant?
The man spread his arms, showing that belief was optional. I was also part of the observation and agreement, refusing treatment surely means death.
Fuang Qin said calmly. Black Bear asked in a deep voice, Are you an expert? Of course, does it not look so? Fuang Qin frowned. Too young. Black Bear nodded, showing disbelief. That is your lack of knowledge. Fuang Qin replied calmly. Let's go, head to the hospital now.
Fuang Qin signaled Tran Chi to follow.
Accept treatment, it will be better. Nan Nu Nok encouraged. Thank you, I take your good words.
Tran Chi gave a bitter smile and walked toward the helicopter. Black Bear silently followed, stopped after 2 steps, turned back and sincerely said, Thank you.
Black Bear changed expression, moved again then stopped, staring at So Fong. So kid. So sir, what problem do you see? Fuang Qin also turned back, quietly looking at So Fong. Leave quickly.
Lu Waimong cast a glance, showing displeasure at Fuang Qin.
Do you not see the problem? So Fong asked in return. Observers directly in the room just connected.
No Tin Noyet frowned, crossed one leg over the other, rested chin on hand and tilted head. Does this Fuang Qin hold high status?
I do not know.
Ha Min coughed lightly, eyes unblinking.
What about Teacher Vang, do you know him? No Tin Noyet asked again. Now I know. Vang Lam lowered his gaze, not daring to look.
No Tin Noyet curled lips, looked through lens and said puzzled, Why is he so arrogant?
Ha Min chose silence.
Viewers flooded comments non-stop.
Ah, Goddess charming look is too alluring. Fuang Qin?
Never heard, he is too arrogant.
Indeed never heard, is he internal or external medicine? Black Bear is right, he looks too young to be an expert. But geniuses exist, perhaps he is one.
That is because he has no issue.
Fuang Qin said coldly. His face darkened, he turned toward Tran Chi and Black Bear, spoke, Yesterday I also watched, just hearing the voice can detect a tumor? And those diseases, 20 years old but face like a child, who believes that? Are you fools? That is your lack of knowledge.
So Fong laughed, waved his hand, right, such words about certain death, say less in the future.
Are you teaching me?
Fuang Qin exploded, today this team was hard to handle, suddenly disrupted.
So Fong laughed as if yielding, not daring, we are not on the same level, professionalism cannot compare. So Fong is scared?
Nan Tan Nok whispered.
Scared?
Not existing, he does not care.
Lu Waimong swung the paddle, wondering if hitting Staff would affect the match.
Uncle, you speak carelessly. Van Hot angrily came down, hands on hips to defend So Fong.
Stop talking, come fight one-on-one, I will give you one hand. Lu Waimong rolled sleeves, ready to fight. Tran Chi and Black Bear froze, confused.
I believe So Fong, he is omniscient and omnipotent. Nan Nu Nok raised her hand.
Me too.
Nan Ton Nok said seriously.
Shallow, ignorant. Phuong Chin sneered, mocking their naivety.
Enough, no need to argue, the illness is not ours. So Fong rubbed the girls' heads, soothing them.
Humph. Both snorted, then fell silent.
If you do not go, I will destroy the helicopter.
So Fong raised his eyes, coldly said, keep waiting, will it affect the match? I caused trouble? Phuong Chin widened eyes.
Board the helicopter, prepare to retreat. Staff ignored him, waved to Tran Shi Hai and Black Bear. At the last moment Black Bear turned back and said, thank you. Phuong Chin's face grew uglier, glaring at So Fong, sneered, you know food can be eaten carelessly but words cannot be spoken carelessly. So Fong smiled generously, no need for your concern, better take kidney tonic.
You. Phuong Chin's face changed as if exposed. Ah, so that is his flaw. NK Books.
Lu Waimong showed disgust.
Nonsense. Phuong Chin exploded. Dr. Phuong, if you do not board, return on your own. Staff grew impatient. Phuong Chin gnashed teeth, but boarded. As doors closed, most sounds were cut off. Goodbye, never see again. Lu Waimong happily waved. Goodbye, never see again. Nan Nu Nok imitated, watching the helicopter leave. Angry? Why would I be? So Fong laughed, said, being angry at such people is not worth it, better spend that time holding you to sleep more. Shameless, I will prepare breakfast. Van Han blushed and fled upstairs. Shameless. Lu Waimong muttered. Still playing ball? So Fong laughed heartily. Yes, I will defeat you completely. Lu Waimong muttered. Not likely. Lu Waimong, full of confidence, swung the paddle and ran to face So Fong. Chapter 1051, She Restrains Me. What is this? Zhang Jia asked. How should I know? Zhang Quan blared angrily, looking like an old stubborn man. Chen Zhishi speculated, could it be that those women have been eliminated? Maybe. Zhang Quan nodded repeatedly, then whispered, let's go check it out. All right. Zhang Jia immediately stood up and walked softly toward the wooden house. Zhang Quan followed, ears perked, hoping inside that those women had been eliminated. But unexpectedly, as soon as the Zhang father and son approached, they were spotted by Lu Yimeng. She leaned by the window and waved, did you two sleep well last night? Very well. Zhang Jia answered shyly, feeling disappointed. You two are so lucky. Lu Yimeng suddenly exclaimed, her eyes flashing as she looked at them. What? The father and son were puzzled. Next to her, the girl whispered, Sofeng, do any of them have a terminal illness? Ha! Sofeng chuckled helplessly, knocking lightly on her head, why do you always hope others get a terminal illness? Hee hee, I was only joking. Lu Yimeng laughed awkwardly. No terminal illness, just many minor ailments. Nothing serious. Sofeng glanced outside. From afar, the Zhang father and son did not show major flaws, just a thin build. What a pity. Lu Yimeng sighed. Don't worry, we will win. Sofeng smiled. Soon, only 27 days left. He whispered. On the island, 4 groups remained. 3 had already teamed up to fight for the top 3. The stray group would surely be eliminated. Thinking about it excites me. Lu Yimeng cheered. So, what about that helicopter just now? Zhang Quan boldly asked. Who was it picking up? Zhang Jia asked unconsciously. Lu Yimeng shot him a glance, why should I tell you? Well, no reason. Zhang Jia felt embarrassed, indeed she owed him no answer. Foolish. A helicopter coming to the island is obviously to pick up contestants leaving. Lu Yimeng laughed. So that is it. The father and son looked grim, feeling mocked and doubting their own wit. What, you want to ride the helicopter too? Lu Yimeng teased. Then she said regretfully, what a shame, I thought I could call you a ride, no, a plane. Not necessary. Zheng Quan cut her coldly. That smile is ugly. Lu Yimeng muttered, then slammed the window shut. Damn. Zheng Quan gnashed his teeth, I really want to tear her mouth apart. His face stiffened, not expecting such a whisper to be heard. So Feng, what did he just say? Lu Yimeng reappeared with hands on hips. So Feng smirked, he said he wants to tear your mouth. Good, let us fight and see who wins. Lu Yimeng fumed. Hard to fight with women. Zheng Quan left after muttering, leaving his son staring at the window. Look again and I will gouge out your eyes. So Feng said coldly, his icy stare making Zhang Zhi shiver. I really want to kick him back to West Asia City. Lu Yimeng muttered angrily. Being stared at by Zhang Zhi displeased her, but looking at So Feng's cold face strangely made her happy. What are you looking at? So Feng waved his hand before her, amused by her dreamy look. Nothing. Lu Yimeng busied herself with bowls and chopsticks. The girl had prepared breakfast, and it was her greeting earlier that lured the two upstairs. Do you want to anger me to death and inherit my estate? Zheng Quan asked coldly. I never thought so, there is little estate anyway. Zhang Zhi murmured, then forced a smile, Father, I think she is much better than Vu Mai. Forget it, she is my bane. Zheng Quan slapped his son lightly and scolded, that girl may be pretty, but her words are too arrogant, absolutely not. Father, she just has a different stance, once home she will side with you. Zhang Zhu insisted. Ha, your face is even thicker than mine. Why think she would like you? Zhang Quan sneered, scanning him, compared to So Feng, you are far worse. He shook his head, no looks, skinny as a stick. Father, how can you belittle me so? I am not that bad. Zhang Zhi lost confidence, especially seeing his father's sharp, gaunt face. Ha, no confidence now? Zhang Quan sneered, Vu Mai suits you best. I do not want her. Zhang Zhi sulked, his heart set on the proud girl. Seeing me angry pleases you, right? Zheng Quan pulled his ear. Humph, prepare breakfast. He let go, clapped his hands, and sat down. Understood. Zhang Zhi's face darkened, carrying the pot to wash vegetables, but his gaze still drifted toward the wooden house. Give up, you are not worthy. Vu Mai is good for you. Zheng Quan said angrily. Zhang Zhi glanced silently. Chapter 1052, could not endure. So Feng, do you have any plan? Lu Waimong tilted her head, still raising the spoon of stew to her lips. What do you mean? So Feng asked back. Those two outside. Lu Waimong pouted angrily toward the west window. Yes. So Feng thought a bit then replied softly. What plan? The girls spoke in unison, 5 clear eyes all staring at him. Hold position. So Feng touched his nose. What is that? The girls dragged their voices, disappointed. So Feng laughed, calmly said, do not rush, they cannot win. If they leave early, it is good, then they can rest soon. Lu Waimong spoke innocently, always caring for others. If I were your rival, I would be grateful. Nan Tan Nok whispered. He, no need to be polite. Lu Waimong laughed. Then find a chance to send them away. So Feng nodded. Agreed? Lu Waimong brightened. Nantan Nok asked, after that, then what? Guess? So Feng put down his chopsticks, he was full. Again, how can I guess? Van Han pouted, so Feng always used the same trick. Always teasing like this, you will never find a girlfriend. Lu Waimong grumbled. Haha, I do not think so. So Feng had his own view. He stood up,
opened the west window, looked upstream, eyes meeting Zhang Zhe.
Finished eating? To their surprise, So Feng spoke first. Be careful, there are tigers nearby. He smiled harmlessly, kindly reminded, besides tigers, there are also wolves, bears, and leopards. Inside the cabin, the girl stared. Was this his plan? What did you say? Zhang Zhe stuttered, nervous. What nonsense are you talking? Zhang Quan frowned. Are you not curious who the helicopter picked up? So Feng smiled. They were contestants too, but bitten badly by tigers.
Last night they stayed to avoid danger, this morning they could not endure, so they left.
Bitten by tigers?
The Zhang father and son turned pale, doubt in their eyes.
Zhang Zhe asked trembling, could not endure means what? Exactly what you think. So Feng sighed, face showing reluctance.
Lu Weimong and her sister glanced, whispering, strong.
Tranchi Hai and Black Bear must cry. Nan Nu Nok covered her mouth laughing.
Those two eliminated contestants raised their middle fingers in contempt.
Believe or not.
So Feng shrugged, turned and closed the window, leaving Zhang father and son staring.
So Feng, is it finished?
Lu Weimong put down her bowl.
Of course not, tonight it continues.
So Feng smiled mysteriously.
I guess asking is useless.
Lu Weimong pouted, lifted her bowl again.
Van Han chuckled softly, mood complex but happy.
By the stream, Zhang father and son were restless.
Father, is he telling truth?
Zhang Zhe worried, eyes on the forest where Tranchi Hai appeared.
How would I know?
Zhang Quan was uneasy, knew So Feng might bluff, but still felt fear. Zhang Zhe swallowed. Why does it feel true?
Do not scare yourself. Zhang Quan scolded. So shall we still go hunting?
Zhang Zhe grabbed his father. They had planned to hunt after breakfast. Go, otherwise no meat to eat.
Zhang Quan forced calm. They have not left, we need not fear.
Father, they have fences and cabin, we have nothing.
Zhang Zhe worried. Zhang Quan stern, do you want meat or not? Yes. Zhang Zhe nodded, then said, but life is more important. Useless.
Zhang Quan snorted, it is only a tiger, just bigger than wildcats, meeting it may improve our meal.
Zhang Zhe dumbfounded. Tiger same as cat? This is not how to die. Improve meal? For tiger meal? Not everyone is So Feng, be clear. Father, are you sure we will not become tiger meal? Sweat on Zhang Zhe's forehead. Relax, tiger may not exist, we have axes, no need to fear. Zhang Quan tried calm. Father, you are scared too. Zhang Zhu insisted. Nonsense, I only fear your mother, nothing else. Zhang Quan shouted.
Zhang Zhe shrank neck, muttered, mother is tigress, same tiger.
What did you say? Zhang Quan narrowed eyes.
Nothing, I just thought how long tiger eats me.
Zhang Zhe made up. Dog mouth. Cannot spit ivory, can you say something useful? Zhang Quan raised hand. Father, you hit me again. Zhang Zhe sulked. Father, wait for me. He sighed, grabbed a log and followed. Chapter 1053, Kidnap and Threaten.
By the small stream, the Zhang father and son sat dejected. They had gone hunting in the forest during the day but returned empty-handed, only digging up some wild greens for dinner.
Clang clang.
The iron pot of wild vegetables boiled, the soup turned green, it looked not bad but in fact was bitter and hard to eat. Zhang Zhe stirred the wild greens with chopsticks, his appetite was gone, but his stomach growled in hunger. Stop stirring, it will turn mushy. Zhang Quan sighed, not only had they failed to hunt, but he had also been anxious all day.
It can be eaten.
Zhang Zhe lifted the iron pot from the fire, signaling his father to eat.
Eat, I have no appetite. Zhang Quan felt dizzy, a sign of low blood pressure.
Zhang Zhe put down his chopsticks, pressed his father's temple and said seriously, you are not well, you must eat at least a little.
I know. Zhang Quan picked up his chopsticks, took a deep breath, and ate some greens. Tastes like chili. He swallowed, his mouth kept producing saliva.
And
Zhang Jia nodded, it is chili flavor, and it came from the wooden house. Those girls have chili? Zhang Quan frowned, how could there be chili on this island? He guessed, could it be smuggled in? Father, that is impossible, they checked everyone before coming. Zhang Jia shook his head. True. Zhang Quan gave an awkward smile. But honestly, that smell is unbearable. Zhang Jia swallowed, the wild greens seemed harder to eat. What delicious food are they eating? Zhang Quan stood up. Father? Zhang Jia called. Nothing. Zhang Quan sighed. Zhang Jia chuckled, do you want to go beg for food? I am not that shameless. Zhang Quan kept a stern face, he would not admit it to his son. Nothing wrong with admitting it. Zhang Jia muttered. Zhang Quan's mouth twitched. Inside the wooden house, So Fong and the group were having dinner. On the table was a ceramic stove with a hot spicy hot pot. The aroma was tempting. Hoo-hoo! Van Han opened her mouth, exhaling. She said loudly, so spicy, but refreshing. Drink some coconut water. So Fong handed her a bowl. Clang clang. The girl tilted her head and drank. Finally the burning sensation eased, her red lips looked even redder. Is it very spicy? Still fine? Lu Weimang asked innocently, scooping seaweed from the hot pot. Right, it is dark now, what is your plan, So Fong? She asked curiously. Same as before, the emperor is not in a hurry, but the eunuch is. Lu Weimang nodded, continuing to scoop. Put. Lu Wei Thursday almost spat tea on her sister, how could such words be used? Did she not realize? Ha ha ha. So Fong and the girls laughed, when did he become emperor? Ah, why are you like this? Lu Weimang pouted and stepped back. And you dare speak? Are you the eunuch? Lu Wei Thursday glared. Just a metaphor, not allowed? Lu Weimang giggled. Lu Wei Thursday sighed, face cold, as long as you are happy. Very happy. Lu Weimang shrugged, continued picking food. Dinner ended in laughter, the group moved to play mahjong for a few rounds, soon it was boring. I miss Sister Nian Tingyu and Sister Zhou. Van Han said innocently. We will meet them in the city, for now let's do something fun. So Fong dropped his tiles and stood up. What fun thing? Nan Ru you perked up. Of course, continue the daytime plan. Lu Weimang got excited and stood. Nan Chengyu also stood, what do we do? You just watch the show. So Fong said calmly, stay in the house, no matter what you hear, do not come out. Ah? We cannot join? Lu Weimang whined. Alright, be careful, do not do anything dangerous. Van Han warned. I know, no danger. So Fong promised and went downstairs. The girl stood at the door, watching So Fong push the back gate and enter the forest. What is he doing? Can you guess? Nan Qingyu smiled bitterly. Van Han guessed, I think he is going to scare them. I think so too, just wait and see. Lu Weimang eagerly turned, went to the west window, opened a slit and looked upstream. The show will start soon. Outside, So Fong slipped into the dark forest, hiding his breath, steps light as a cat, each move avoiding noise. What is he doing? Ha Min asked in surprise. I think he will kidnap the Zhang father and son, then threaten them to quit the competition. Wu Tingyu joked. Haha, even I feel nervous hearing this. Ha Min laughed, in his heart he thought this possible. Wang Lin's face was stern, in his heart he was shocked, he heard no sound, So Fong was like a hunting leopard, every step silent. So dark, can he see clearly? Ha Min asked. In fact, he could, his enhanced vision gave many advantages. Now So Fong is like a predator.
Wu Tingyu commented, and a very handsome predator.
Facing him, who would not be moved? She teased, any woman would be. So Fong does have charm. Ha Min sighed. Teacher Ha also could have. Wu Tingyu teased. Old already, not possible. Ha Min laughed. Exactly.
Someone's face stiffened, smile frozen.
Chapter 1054, Cats the Deep People. Father, are we going hunting tomorrow? Zhang Jie swallowed a mouthful of wild vegetables, wrinkling his nose as if chewing wax. Yes, tomorrow we change direction. Zhang Quan set down his chopsticks, already full. I hope tomorrow will be as lucky as today.
Zhang Jie prayed, wishing not to meet a tiger.
You call today lucky? Zhang Quan blared reproachfully. Today we did not even see a hare, how is that lucky? Father, we did not meet a tiger today, is that not lucky? Zhang Zhu insisted.
No one knows if the tiger is real, maybe that brat lied to us.
Zhang Quan snorted. I think it is unlikely. Zhang Zhe's face was stiff. Zhang Quan spat into the fire. Bah, I have tasted more salt than you have walked roads, people are sinister.
Hidden in the dark, Su Feng held back laughter, lips curling as he thought, indeed, the human heart is hard to read.
He swallowed, lowering his voice. Father, you are too harsh. Zhang Jie retorted. Rustling sounded.
Zhang Quan was about to curse, but the bushes shook again.
What is it? Zhang Jie tensed, standing. Don't panic, maybe a rat. Zhang Quan gulped, unsure. Again rustling.
The bushes swayed, the two stepped back.
What rat shakes bushes so big? Zhang Jie's face went pale. Could be a weasel. Zhang Quan said quickly. Shall we check? Zhang Jie asked. Zhang Quan nodded. Take the axe, maybe we get meat.
Zhang Jie grabbed the axe, the sun braved forward.
Someone in the dark let out a sound. Roar!
The tiger roar shattered the forest night and their courage.
Tiger. Zhang Quan staggered back, face strained. Zhang Zhou also froze, legs trembling. Run! Zhang Quan shouted. I cannot move.
Zhang Jie pleaded, eyes wide with fear.
Useless. Zhang Quan pulled him and ran.
Hidden, Su Feng smirked, debating another roar.
In the control room, Wu Tingyue giggled. Su Feng is wicked.
Through the drone, they saw it all. Very clever, he used their fear.
Wang Lin nodded, admiring Su Feng's calm.
It is not against the rules.
Wu Tingyue tapped the table. Yes, not against. Ha Min sighed. In the cabin, the girls were tense. Was that Su Feng? Nan Ruyu asked nervously. He teased the tiger? Lu Yuju frowned. That makes sense.
The girls nodded, reassured.
Bang bang bang. A knock sounded. Let us in.
Outside, Zhang family shouted in fear.
Creak. The door opened. Are you all right?
Van Han rushed, plucking leaves from Su Feng's hair.
Should we let them in? Nanxing Yu asked, alert. Here.
Van Han fetched a tiger hide, handed to Su Feng.
Go, meet them. Su Feng waved, hung the hide in plain sight. Creak.
The gate opened, his smile gone, face cold as he looked at the Zhangs.
What is it? He asked flatly. Let us in, the tiger is here.
Zhang Jie cried, panic-stripping dignity. Zhang Quan tried to slip inside, but Su Feng blocked him.
Do you not see? This is my camp, why let you in? Yes, we are rivals. Lu Yameng added. Outside is a tiger, will you just watch us die?
Zhang Jie pointed to the forest.
Not our concern. Lu Yumeng muttered. Indeed, this is competition, not play. Lu Yuju said calmly.
If you were not contestants, we might help, like with Chen Jishi.
Yes, rivals cannot enter. Nan Ruyu said firmly.
Go, the tiger is just a big cat.
Su Feng sneered. Nonsense, cats don't eat people. Zhang Quan cursed. Yes, a tiger is not a cat. Zhang Jia quivered. Who says cats don't eat people?
Su Feng suddenly asked.
Chapter 1055, The Falling Fence and Climbing Vine. The cat surely will not eat people. Nan Nu Nok whispered.
A kitten so cute, with fluffy fur, could not possibly eat people.
Van Han shook the knife in her hand.
Nan Ton Nok muttered, I once saw foreign news, sometimes cats eat people.
Impossible?
The girls exclaimed. Ton Nok is right, under special conditions, cats may eat people, do not forget who their ancestors were.
So Feng said softly.
Normally cats will not attack people, since humans are 10 times their size, and in the world of the strong devouring the weak, size means strength. However, if in a closed environment the owner suddenly dies and there is no food, then cats may eat the body. That scared me to death, but in such extreme conditions cats eating corpses is not strange, humans are animals, cats are carnivores, this is normal.
Van Han sighed, the kitten's image in her heart shaken. That is not the same as a tiger.
Zhang Zap explained.
To me it is no different.
So Feng shrugged, pointing at the tiger skin on the cage, it is just a bigger cat.
Tiger skin. Father and son Zhang cried out in shock, eyes wide. They froze. Hey, are you not leaving yet? Lu Waimong urged.
No, let us stay, you are not afraid of tigers but we are.
Zhang Tong insisted, voice trembling.
I already said this does not concern us.
Lu Waimong said coyly. What must we do to enter? Zhang Zap asked. Simple, resolve the conflict of interest. So Feng replied, slamming the door, leaving them dumbfounded outside. What does that mean? Zhang Zap frowned. It means he wants us to quit the competition.
Zhang Tong muttered darkly.
Impossible.
Zhang Zap refused. Zhang Tong angrily kicked the door, of course impossible.
Bang bang bang. With 3 loud blows, the door opened, so Feng appeared, his fist struck down the Zhangs. Kick again and I will skin you.
His cold voice made none dare doubt.
You dare hit me?
Zhang Tong rose clutching his belly.
Do I need the right time to hit you? So Feng snapped. Fine, dare to hit my father, you will pay. Zhang Zap lunged.
But within 1 minute, father and son lay on the ground groaning.
Get out.
So Feng slammed the door again.
Not done, later I will scare them again. He smirked. So mean. Lu Waimong whispered.
Outside, the Zhangs staggered back to the stream, sitting by the fire.
We should go.
Zhang Tong grimaced, remembering the wild vegetables dinner.
Are you all right, father?
Zhang Zap asked, then grumbled, he hit too hard, did not see us as people. Cough cough, stop whining, he is right, it is only a matter of stance. Zhang Tong coughed lightly. Zhang Zap fell silent, then stoked the fire high, seeking safety. They grew quiet, only fire crackled, wind rustled leaves.
Father, this place is too dangerous. Zhang Zap muttered. At home it is safe. He whispered. Zhang Tong opened eyes, you want to go home? No. Zhang Zap shook his head quickly. I feel so tired.
Zhang Tong sighed, calming.
Half an hour later, bushes across the stream shook violently.
Startled awake, hair standing, they saw under the moonlight a huge bear.
Bear! Zhang Zap shouted, body trembling. Father, run! I cannot move.
Zhang Tong was terrified, bears scarier than tigers.
I cannot lift myself. Zhang Zap nearly cried, watching the bear approach.
In the shadows, So Fong had come out to scare them again, but saw a real bear appear. The bear advanced, while the Zhangs froze.
Father, is it too late to quit now? Zhang Zap stammered. Do not talk nonsense.
Zhang Tone regretted, if only they had stayed inside the fence.
When did you get there?
They were startled by So Fong.
Cough, ignore details, quit and I will save you. So Fong said. You are hitting us when we are down. Zhang Tone roared.
The Zhangs were speechless.
Chapter 1056, Waving Goodbye.
No Tin Noyet rested her chin and smiled gently. I do not know why, but I feel no tension now.
Haha, same here. Ha Min forced a laugh.
This bear came just in time, like a divine helper.
Vong Lam sighed.
Ha Min said, it seems So Fong has good luck, unlike the Zhang father and son.
Do you think So Fong will act? No Tin Noyet asked suddenly. If the Zhangs give up, he will act.
Ha Min thought then said. Wrong, even if they do not give up, he will act. No Tin Noyet smiled with confidence.
Why? Ha Min asked. Because So Fong is not evil. She said firmly. These are 2 lives, even if they do not withdraw, he will save them. I see.
Ha Min and Vong Lam looked at each other with doubt.
Despicable. Zhang Zhe shouted angrily. No need? Then bye-bye.
So Fong turned and waved.
Wait. Zhang Quan quickly called, eyes darting between Bear and So Fong.
Zhang Zhe cried, Father, do not believe him, he is unhurt, he cannot beat the bear.
Are you sure?
So Fong lifted a stone as big as half a man.
The
Zhangs froze again.
Still not trust? Then forget it.
So Fong threw the stone away and clapped his hands.
Wait. Zhang Quan stopped him again. What now? So Fong frowned. Can you really guarantee our safety?
Zhang Quan's face was pale, the bear was near the stream.
Of course, if I cannot win, we run to the cabin. So Fong pointed.
At the window, the girls were tense, Lu Weimeng and Nantan Nok held bows ready.
Splash. Roar.
The bear crossed the stream, water splashing high. The stream was narrow, it soon reached the bank.
It was hungry, rushing impatiently. Zhang Quan panicked, seeing it less than 10 meters away. Trembling, he pressed the satellite phone. Fine, we give up.
The red light shone, the decision effective.
Roar.
The bear charged at the Zhangs.
What are you waiting for? Save us. Zhang Quan cried. Step back.
So Fong said coldly, then punched the bear on the head.
Bang.
The Zhangs trembled, imagining that punch on them. Viewers rained comments. We were the same at first, still feel shaken.
That dumbfounded look is worth saving. So Fong clapped lightly. Alright, let us go. Just like that? Zhang Zhe asked, stunned. Otherwise what? So Fong replied. Is it dead? Zhang Zhe asked.
No, but it will stay down, let it live.
So Fong explained.
Zhang Zhe muttered.
Leaving or not?
Helicopter comes tomorrow.
So Fong frowned. Then go.
He shrugged and turned.
Wait for us. Zhang Zhe called. What now? So Fong's eye twitched. My leg is numb.
Zhang Zhe said awkwardly.
Zhang Quan raised his hand. I cannot move either. Tisk, even Nu Nok is stronger than you.
So Fong pouted, then tucked them under his arms like plastic dolls.
The Zhangs twitched, too scared to resist. Creak. The big door opened, the girls came down to greet. Welcome, warmly welcome.
Lu Weimeng clapped singing. Others also smiled as if at a great joy. The Zhangs looked stiff, feeling tricked.
Sit down.
So Feng set them on chairs.
Well, finally you came.
Lu Weimeng said warmly, brushing the chairs.
The Zhangs darkened, uneasy. Hungry, want to eat? Van Han asked innocently. Eat? Zhang Quan gritted his teeth. All right, I cook. Van Han happily ran upstairs. I will help. Nan Nu Nok followed. Tonight you sleep here, very safe.
So Feng nodded at the chairs.
Sleep here? Zhang Jie coldly asked. If not, then in the birdcage. Lu Weimeng pointed. Yes, inside is safe, outside guarded.
Nan Tan Nok added. Zhang Jie's face twitched, glancing at the cabin.
Forget it, only one choice. Lu Weimeng glared. Chapter 1057, Second Wife? All right, then just sleep outside.
Lu Weimeng smiled. How could she let them sleep in the wooden house? That place was only for So Feng, the only man.
Are these groups officially assigned? Zhang Ji asked.
No, it was just by coincidence that we entered together. Lu Weimeng generously explained. After all, the Zhang father and son had helped with great kindness.
Such good luck.
Zhang Quan pouted, feeling gloomy. He was about to win the contest, but in the end an accident happened. He had never felt so frustrated.
Meeting So Feng is truly great luck.
Nan Tan Nok said seriously.
Cough, cough, this way of saying is quite fresh. So Feng was amused. Do not listen to her nonsense.
Lu Wai Thursday glared at her younger sister.
What kind of compliment was that?
I am not talking nonsense. If I won the contest, I would even repay with myself.
Lu Weimeng pouted and said seriously. Cough, cough, that price is too big. So Feng coughed twice. The Zhang father and son were stunned by Lu Weimeng's frankness. You, what are you thinking about all day?
Lu Wai Thursday sighed, tugging her sister's ear, almost wanting to twist it 360 degrees.
He, I am not joking.
Lu Weimeng said, half joking, half serious.
It does not seem so bad.
Nan Tan Nok spoke softly.
Ah.
Everyone turned their heads toward her. Nan Tan Nok quickly gave an embarrassed laugh, shaking her head. No, nothing. Lu Weimeng sighed in relief, teasing, you scared me. I thought you also wanted to repay with yourself. Nan Tan Nok pressed her lips, saying nothing.
So Feng, do you want to eat a bit more?
Van Han poked her head from the window.
No. Everyone shook their heads. All right.
Van Han withdrew her head.
So what type of man do you like?
Zhang Ji suddenly asked, his eyes on Lu Weimeng.
Me?
She pointed to herself.
Yes. Zhang Ji was a bit nervous.
Lu Weimeng without hesitation pointed at So Feng, loudly declaring, of course it is like So Feng, talented, with a figure and handsome.
Ha ha ha.
So Feng laughed heartily, in a very good mood. Zhang Ji was choked, not giving up. He asked, so what about my type?
Not pleasing? Longevity like the southern mountain?
Lu Wai Thursday twitched her lips. Her sister was using idioms randomly.
Ah. I cannot accept that. Zhang Ji quickly said. Zhang Ji's face flushed, nodding slowly.
Lu Weimeng glared, sternly, big brother, wake up, I am fine, you have no chance.
So Feng gave a cold glance at Tran Chi Hai. Was he trying to steal his place? Not true, where am I not good?
Tran Chi Hai quickly asked.
Can you knock down a bear with one punch?
Lu Weimeng stood akimbo and asked sharply.
Can you ensure that every day on Xian Noyet Island I will have meat to eat? She pressed on. Are you as handsome as So Feng? Her final question.
Zhang Ji finally broke down.
Son, Vumai is not bad. Zhang Quan comforted. Zhang Ji twitched his lips, upset. Father, Why do you not marry Vumai as your second wife? What nonsense is that?
Zhang Quan remembered Vumai's looks and shivered, half from appearance and half from fear of his wife.
He slapped his son on the head, angrily. Do you think now is ancient times, with polygamy?
Wrong, our country never had polygamy, only monogamy with concubines.
So Fong corrected. Ah, really?
Lu Waimong widened her curious eyes. Yes, some foreigners had polygamy, but our country always had one husband, one wife with concubines.
Lu Wai Thursday nodded and explained.
Although there was monogamy with concubines, concubines were of lower status than the wife, often just servants. Concubine was a term for lowly status.
So it is like that. Then on TV those scenes of concubines turning the tables, more arrogant than the main wife, are fake? Lu Waimong asked.
Some are fake, but some also really happened. Lu Wai Thursday said softly.
I see.
Lu Waimong pouted, whispering, with the current level, being a concubine may not be bad.
Lu Wai Thursday twitched her lips, hearing her sister. Muttering, she could only be helpless. She sighed, softly asking, What are you thinking?
I am searching for our future husband.
Lu Waimong playfully joked. Our?
Nan Tan Nok exclaimed.
Lu Waimong firmly nodded. Yes, I and my sister will marry the same man in the future. Do not listen to her nonsense. Lu Wai Thursday's face flushed red, instinctively glancing at So Fong. I am not talking nonsense. Lu Waimong muttered. It does not seem so bad. Nan Tan Nok pondered. Lu Wai Thursday fell silent.
Zhang Ji pulled his face long, as if heartbroken. Why such a dead fish face?
Lu Waimong innocently said, Tomorrow we will return to the city and reunite with our family, should you not be happy? Ha ha. The Zhang father and son sneered coldly, unable to compete anymore. Returning meant facing discipline. What joy was there? Come on, cheer up.
Lu Waimong clapped. She did not know about others, but she was truly happy.
Ha ha.
The Zhang father and son sneered again, then fell silent with stern faces. The Zhang father and son forced away their smiles, frightened inside.
Chapter 1058, A Small Goal. Clatter.
The stomachs of the Zhang father and son rumbled, echoing like a duet.
Clatter.
Zhang Jia swallowed hard, thinking, Tonight we only ate wild greens, why am I hungry so soon? The Zhang father and son blushed, looking awkward.
What, do you still want me to feed you?
Sua Feng frowned, his slender fingers closing together.
No need.
Zhang Quan quickly shook his head, terrified, for this was a man who could knock down a bear with one punch. Min 547, if the helicopter comes early, remember to bring everything, do not leave anything here.
Louis Meng instructed and turned upstairs. Great, we can go back to the city.
Nan Ruyu cried joyfully, her face full of excitement, and followed her sister upstairs. The Zhang father and son exchanged glances, raised their middle fingers toward the leaving group, then grabbed chopsticks to snatch big pieces of meat.
Why is it so delicious? Zhang Jia cried, almost biting his tongue. It tastes salty. Do they have salt?
Zhang Quan mumbled, his mouth full of meat.
Zhang Jia nodded, sure, there is pepper and cinnamon inside. Zhang Quan's eyes grew red, so tasty, since coming to the island this is the best meal. His heart filled with grievance, why can others live so well? Speak less, if your mother hears she will cause chaos. Zhang Quan sternly reminded his son. Got it.
Zhang Jia grinned, this time really biting his tongue. In the wooden house, the group sat down.
You, guard the door. Sua Feng nudged the brute with his foot. Te-a-te-a. The brute cried, turned, and lay on the steps, staring into the yard.
Wonderful, I did not think it would be so simple. Louis Meng could not hide her smile, her face glowing with excitement. Only 27 days left, if we endure, victory will be ours.
Sua Feng said with joy. I will not be able to sleep either.
Nan Tanyu agreed, glancing at her sister, whose face was finally healed, her wish about to come true. Louis Thursday clasped her hands, imagining her mother lying in the hospital bed, whispering, "Mother, wait a little longer, we will soon return. We must be more cautious as we go," Sua Fong gently said. "Yes." Van Han squeezed his hand beneath the table. "Yes, joy must not blind us," Nan Tanyu said seriously. "So, do you still want to go to the sea?" Sua Fong asked softly, recalling the raft trip, which seemed not worthwhile. "No, we stay at the camp, safely past the 27 days. Van Han shook her head. "Yes, better avoid accidents," Louis Thursday added. Louis Meng opened her mouth, then thought again and nodded. "Then we will not go." "All right, as you wish." Sua Fong smiled. Each day at camp playing ball and cooking would be nice. Hee, Sua Fong, are you excited?" Louis Meng placed her hands on his shoulders, kneading strongly. "Of course, a matter of 100 million, who would not be excited?" Sua Fong teased. Louis Meng smiled gently. "Papa Ma would not." "Ah, I cannot compare." Sua Fong shook his head with a bitter smile. 100 million is just a small goal. Nan Ru Yu clicked her tongue. "Okay, line up to wash." Sua Fong patted their shoulders. "Okay." Louis Meng happily withdrew and went downstairs. "Okay." Van Han sweetly replied, stood, and took clothes to wash, joining Louis Meng downstairs. Elsewhere, in the first hospital of West Asia City. Besides him, 2 people were in the ward, a luxurious lady with curly hair tied high, pearl earrings shining brightly. She was the mother of Tran Ji Hai, who rushed overnight to care for her son. Behind her stood the steward, over 40, with neatly combed gray hair. "Cough, mother, I am fine." Tran Ji Hai coughed, sounding impatient. "Like this and you say fine?" Thien Truck Tu frowned, full of worry and scolding. "Wait for the results to know." Tran Ji Hai sighed. "Steward Chow, what did the doctor say?" Thien Truck Tu asked. "It will take more time, you go urge them." She coldly said. "Yes." Steward Chow answered, turning to leave. "Where is Hei Xiong?" Tran Ji Hai asked. "The." Steward paused, turned calmly. "Hey sir is in the general ward, also undergoing tests." "Got it." Tran Ji Hai weakly replied. "Do not worry, his rent is fully paid." Thien Truck Tu gently said, with the grace of a lady. "Yes." Tran Ji Hai pouted, unable to fight but spending much money. He turned his head, suddenly asked, "What did my father say?" "Him? Busy with work all day, even with his son in hospital he has no time to come." Speaking of her husband, Thien Truck Tu grew angry. "Enough, if father did not earn money, where would you get it to spend?" Tran Ji Hai sighed, pain flaring at his waist. Chapter 1059, Calling Little Fong. "Mom, I feel hot." The corners of Chun Ji-shi's mouth twitched. Pian Jusi gently comforted him. "Do not shout hot, sweating a little will help you feel better." "Mom, that is how the flu shows, but I do not have the flu." Chen Ji-shi remembered the nurse from earlier. "It is not much different." Pian Jusi said nothing more, helping her son lie down. Creak. The ward door opened. Butler Gao entered with Fong Zhang. "Madam, Dr. Fong has arrived." Butler Gao spoke. Pian Jusi quickly stood, asking eagerly, perfect timing, "Little Fong, do you have the test results?" "Little Fong?" Fong Zhang's eyes twitched, he coughed, "The results are ready." "How is the situation?" Pian Jusi became alert, asking non-stop, "Is it good or bad? Can he be saved? Does he need surgery?" "Mom, your questions make it sound like I have a terminal illness." Chen Ji-shi shouted angrily. "Shut up. I told you not to join the contest, but you did not listen. Now you are sick, lie down quietly."
Tian Zhuxi scolded. I. Chen Jishi clenched his teeth. Oof. He closed his eyes, lips pale and pressed tightly. The condition is not optimistic. Mr. Chen's body is very weak, more than 10 illnesses at once, skin inflammation, pneumonia, gallstones. Fong Zhang looked troubled, reluctant to speak. More?
Tian Zhuxi's face turned paler with each word.
There is also a tumor. Fong Zhang finally admitted.
Do not worry, it is benign, cut it out and with care he can recover fully.
Fong Zhang quickly added. You scared me to death, can you speak softer? Chen Jishi complained, yet he sighed with relief. Benign, good.
Tian Zhuxi breathed out, as long as it was not malignant there was hope.
Sua Feng really guessed right. Chen Jishi muttered. That Sua Feng truly has talent, do not provoke him anymore. Tian Zhuxi advised. Why would I bother him? What is so great about him? Chen Jishi pouted. Really great? His gaze landed on Butler Gao. Recruitment can be dropped, the Qi family is also watching.
Tian Zhuxi waved, turning back to the report. Fong Zhang felt awkward, thinking Sua Feng had only guessed. He diverted, the tumor is minor, but other illnesses need time, effort, and money to heal. Money is no problem, use the best medicine, invite the best doctors, my son must be cured.
Tian Zhuxi's eyes reddened. Rest assured, we will arrange it. Fong Zhang nodded, silently cursing the willfulness of the rich. Right, what illness does He Xiong have? Chen Jishi asked. He really is sick, does Sua Feng have fiery eyes of truth? Chen Jishi exclaimed. Forget that, you must rest well now.
Tian Zhuxi warned, without full recovery, you cannot go anywhere.
Ah, I still want hot pot, steak, sushi, seafood feast. Chen Jishi lamented. All those must wait until recovery. Fong Zhang reminded. Did you hear?
Tian Zhuxi tapped her son's forehead.
Chen Jishi sighed, I know. Then I will go, once the plan is set we will fix a surgery date. Fong Zhang said and left. Butler Gao, find a video for me, I want to watch now. Chen Jishi urged. Watch what? Rest now, tomorrow you can watch. Tian Zhuxi scolded.
Mom, I slept until noon, now I am wide awake. Chen Jishi tried to argue.
Awake? Tian Zhuxi frowned, I should bring a mirror for you to see yourself. What? Chen Jishi shrank his neck. Go to sleep. Tian Zhuxi took his phone.
Chen Jishi fell silent, suddenly thinking the girls in the cabin were not bad.
The next day, Xianyu Island.
At dawn, Seagull soared, the familiar helicopter appeared again.
Knock knock knock.
By the small stream, the Zhang father and son were still asleep.
Snore snore.
The helicopter's roar woke everyone.
So noisy.
Chen Jishi shielded his eyes, his hair blown up. He opened his eyes, seeing the helicopter land.
Here already? Zheng Quan rubbed his eyes, muttered, the day is not even bright, why come so early? I do not know, it is annoying.
Zhang Jia pouted, having slept late and now forced awake.
The rotors slowed, the cabin.
Door opened, the same staff member stepped out.
Creak. The wooden cabin window opened, Louis Meng, still sleepy, stuck her head out and shouted, were you hit by a door? Always arriving at dawn, can you not come later?
The staff member's face darkened, moving stiffly.
Chapter 1060, Order.
The staff pursed his lips, facing the drone without a word.
Yes, too early. Zhang Jia scratched his messy hair, still sleepy. No plan to go?
The staff gave him a cold look.
Go, right now.
Zhang Jia woke up, quickly packed his bag. Sleeping bag, axe, iron pot, nothing can be left behind, take all. The staff pulled out a card, listing the Zhang family tools.
Hurry, no time left.
The staff was impatient.
All right. Zhang Quan pouted, still moving slowly.
They reached the helicopter 20 minutes later.
The rotors roared as it took off.
Zhang Jie leaned on the window, looking down at the island they had stayed for 11 months, his heart filled with emotions and regret, yet no reluctance.
He sat up, asked, "Father, do you feel reluctant?" "Very much." Zhang Quan felt toothache. Returning meant punishment from his wife.
Indeed, after nearly a year, suddenly living in the city again needs time to adjust.
Zhang Jie nodded. "You know nothing, I will arrange a meeting with Vu Mai when we return." Zhang Quan snorted, closing his eyes. In the wooden house, Sua Feng and others got up. "Come, it is quiet now."
Yun Han withdrew her gaze from the helicopter, turning back.
Sua Feng smiled, "The island belongs to us. This feeling is wonderful." Lu Yimeng was radiant. Yun Han finished washing, preparing breakfast. "What should we make for breakfast today? Is there enough meat?" Sua Feng asked gently. "Enough." Yun Han replied softly.
"Then we can eat fresh rabbit, raised so long cannot waste,"
Sua Feng suggested. "Ah, such a cute rabbit." Lu Yimeng wanted to act but was silenced by her sister. She glared, scolding, "Shut up, you will eat the most." "Mum." She struggled, then protested, "What, Yun Han eats the most?" "Ah. Do I eat a lot?" Yun Han blushed. "Hee, just a wild rabbit." Lu Yimeng teased. Yun Han wished to hide. "That is true." Yun Han felt better, happily went to catch a rabbit. Again rabbit. Nan Yunak clutched her clothes, reluctant. "A little." She nodded, swallowing saliva.
Nan Tan Nok sighed, both craving and pity.
Sua Feng laughed, asked, "How many rabbits left?" "Enough. NK books." He nodded, "Keep 12, eat at the end of the month." Nan Yunak pouted, resentful. "Ha, they just accompany you differently." Sua Feng comforted. "I almost believed." She smiled. "Thank you." She became cheerful. "Oh no, forgot to ask Sister Vidin about Mao Chiu." Lu Yimeng said. "I think she knows now." Sua Feng glanced at the camera.
"All right, do not trouble her."
Lu Yimeng lowered her voice. "So be it."
She shrugged, going downstairs, plucking Mao Chiu fur.
"Woo." Mao Chiu raised his head, then lay down again. "That is right." Nan Yunak remembered its might. The sky is free, never meant to cage them. Sua Feng spread his arms. "If we leave, what then?" Louis Thursday brought a pot, poured hot water. Sua Feng blew his cup, "It is fine, without us they will go." Perhaps they already forgot, they were caught back. Lu Yimeng came down with a knife. "Can you be more positive?" Louis Thursday asked. He cannot." Lu Yimeng laughed, going down. "Returning or not is unimportant, we cannot take them." Sua Feng sipped. "That is true." Nan Tan Nok agreed. 26 days left, right? Nan Yu Nok whispered. "Yes, why?" Sua Feng asked softly. "How to decide who is third and who is second?" She asked quietly, then added, "Do not think much, Sua Feng, my sister and I will take third." "Yes, third is fine."
Nan Tan Nok sighed, stroking her sister, "Third prize is enough for surgery."
"I do not know the judging method." Louis
NK
Thursday shook her
books.
head.